Hey, you ever have one of those nights where the job went sideways? Maybe somebody talked too much. Maybe somebody didn't breathe enough. And now you're sitting there thinking, what the hell do I do with all this evidence? Relax, my friend. Because now there's the Wasin, the mobster gumbo evidence burner. The only Cajun cooking pot specifically designed for the modern criminal professional. With the Mobster Gumbo Evidence Burner, TM, you can turn unwanted paperwork, fingerprints, burner phones, and questionable items into a steaming pot of Louisiana gumbo. That's right. Evidence goes in. Dinner comes out. Inside every kit you get, a reinforced cast iron gumbo pot. Industrial Cajun burner system gets hotter than a federal indictment. Evidence shred seasoning blend. And our patented nobody saw nothing recipe book. Customer testimonial. Before the Mobster Gumbo Evidence Burner, I had paperwork everywhere. Now everything disappears and when supper's ready. And if you upgrade to the Deluxe Syndicate Edition, you'll also receive a portable swamp ladle, a forged alibi cookbook, and a complimentary bottle of witness protection hot sauce. The Mobster Gumbo Evidence Burner. Because in New Orleans, everything eventually ends up in the pot. Mobster Gumbo Evidence Burner, TM, not responsible for police investigations, suspicious gumbo flavor, angry neighbors, or federal prison sentences. The Mobster Gumbo Evidence Burner. Available wherever bad ideas and good cooking meet.
Muggs, what the fuck you doing in there, you prick?
The New Orleans Mafia, Carlos Marcello and the Empire of the Gulf, a Pizzaverse Studios documentary, a Palermo Productions original, written by Bambi Palermo, narrated by Vincent D. Prio. New Orleans, Louisiana, a city famous for jazz music, Mardi Gras, and the vibrant streets of the French Quarter. But long before organized crime families rose to power in New York and Chicago, New Orleans had already become a gateway for the American Mafia. At the turn of the 20th century, waves of Sicilian immigrants arrived in the port city. Many came seeking opportunity, but among them were men connected to secret criminal societies from Sicily. Groups that would eventually evolve into what America came to know as La Cosa Nostra. For decades, organized crime quietly thrived along the docks, markets, and gambling halls of New Orleans. But the most powerful mob boss the city would ever see emerged in the mid-20th century. A quiet man with enormous influence, Carlos Marcello. The First Mafia War in America. The story of the New Orleans Mafia begins in the late 1800s. Sicilian criminal groups fought for control of the city's produce markets and waterfront businesses. One of the earliest mafia figures was Joseph Macheca, who controlled import businesses and labor networks connected to the docks. Violence erupted between rival Sicilian factions competing for power. The conflict culminated in one of the most infamous events in American mob history. In 1891, after the murder of New Orleans Police Chief David Hennessy, several Sicilian suspects were arrested. When some were acquitted, a furious mob of citizens stormed the jail and lynched 11 Italian prisoners. The incident remains one of the largest mass lynchings in American history. Despite the violence, organized crime in New Orleans survived, and eventually reorganized under new leadership. The Marcello family. By the 1940s and 1950s, the New Orleans Mafia had come under the control of Carlos Marcello. Born in Tunisia to Sicilian parents and raised in Louisiana, Marcello built a reputation as a quiet but extremely powerful crime boss. Unlike flamboyant mob figures, Marcello rarely spoke publicly. He preferred operating through trusted lieutenants and political connections. Under Marcello's leadership, the New Orleans crime family controlled rackets across Louisiana and parts of Texas. These operations included illegal gambling, loan sharking, smuggling, labor rackets. Marcello's influence extended far beyond New Orleans. Investigators believed his organization maintained connections with other mafia families across the country. The Kennedy feud. One of the most controversial chapters in Marcello's story involved his conflict with the Kennedy administration. When Robert F. Kennedy launched a national crackdown on organized crime in the early 1960s, Marcello became a major target. At one point, the U.S. government deported Marcello to Guatemala in an attempt to remove him from the country. But Marcello returned to Louisiana within months. The conflict between Marcello and the Kennedy administration fueled decades of speculation about possible organized crime involvement in the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Although no definitive proof has ever confirmed such claims, the theory remains one of the most debated topics in American crime history. The Marcello Empire. During the 1960s and 1970s, Marcello's organization operated one of the most powerful crime families in the southern United States. His empire stretched across Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi. The New Orleans Mafia controlled gambling operations, nightclubs, smuggling routes along the Gulf Coast. Marcello's influence also extended into politics and legitimate businesses. For years, his organization managed to avoid major federal convictions. But the system would eventually begin to crack. The FBI investigation. By the 1970s and 1980s, federal authorities had intensified their war against organized crime. New investigative techniques, including wiretaps and undercover operations, allowed investigators to penetrate mafia organizations. Marcello and several associates were eventually convicted in federal court for racketeering and other crimes. Although he remained an influential figure within organized crime circles, the power of the New Orleans Mafia gradually declined. Marcello died in 1993, but his legacy remains tied to one of the most powerful criminal empires the Gulf Coast ever saw. For more than a century, organized crime shaped parts of New Orleans' hidden history. From Sicilian gangs fighting for control of the docks, to the quiet empire built by Carlos Marcello, the New Orleans Mafia played a significant role in the story of American organized crime. A powerful reminder that the roots of the American Mafia stretch far beyond the famous families of New York. Sometimes, they begin in the ports of a southern city along the Gulf of Mexico.
Hey, you ever tried to dispose of a problem in the Louisiana bayou and suddenly realize you got gators, cops, humidity, and a body that ain't cooperating? Yeah. Happens to the best of us. That's why the professionals trust Bayou Disappear, the official cleanup kit of the New Orleans underworld. Inside every Bayou Disappear kit you get industrial swamp gloves because fingerprints are amateur hour, Cajun-grade lye powder dissolves evidence faster than a crooked politician changes his story. Gator attractant bait, guaranteed to bring every hungry reptile in a 3-mile radius. A waterproof alibi card, just say you were at your aunt's crawfish boil. Boom, the story the term. Satisfied customer testimonial. Benny the Blade. 5 stars before Bayou disappear. I had all kinds of problems. And listen, if things get messy, upgrade to the Deluxe Mob Edition. It includes a disposable shovel, a fake fishing license, and a cassette of convincing drunk alibis you can play for the cops. Bayou disappear. Because in New Orleans, some secrets belong to the swamp. Bayou disappear. Available wherever questionable life decisions are sold.
The story of the New Orleans Mafia is one of the oldest chapters in the history of organized crime in America. From the Sicilian gangs that first arrived in the port city during the late 19th century, to the quiet but powerful criminal empire built by Carlos Marcello, New Orleans became one of the earliest strongholds of the American Mafia. For decades, Marcello and his organization operated in the shadows of the Gulf Coast. Through gambling operations, through smuggling routes, through political influence that allowed his empire to survive for generations. Even as federal investigators intensified their war against organized crime, the legacy of the New Orleans Mafia remained deeply woven into the history of the city. It is a reminder that the American Mafia was never confined to just New York or Chicago. Its roots spread across the country. And some of the earliest chapters were written right here in New Orleans. Thank you for watching this Pizzaverse Studios documentary. If you enjoy deep dives into organized crime history, true crime investigations, and cinematic mob documentaries, be sure to follow Pizzaverse Studios and Palermo Productions for more episodes exploring the hidden history of the American underworld. Written by Bambi Palermo. Narrated by Vincent DiPrio. And as always, thanks for watching.
You ever notice how the room goes quiet when she starts talking? That ain't luck. That's Deb Robert. This message is brought to you by D.E.B. Roberts. Breaking News Blend. Not coffee. Not tea. This is clarity in a cup. One sip and suddenly, you're asking the right questions. You're smelling the bullshit before it hits the desk. You're looking dead into the camera like, nah, try again. Crafted for late nights, early mornings, and moments when the truth's hiding behind a cheap headline. No fluff. No spin. No anonymous sources named Trust Me, Bro. Just sharp focus, calm authority, and that unshakable look that says, I already know. Because when chaos hits, you don't need noise. You need Deb Roberts. Deb Roberts of Breaking News Blend. Stay sharp, stay grounded, and never blink first. Brought to you by Pizzaverse Studios, where the truth don't stutter.
Tampa, Florida. A city built on cigars, shipping routes, and the bustling immigrant community of Ybor City. But beneath the warm Gulf Coast sunshine, organized crime quietly built one of the most powerful mafia empires in the southern United States. For decades, the Tampa underworld was controlled by one man, Santo Trafficante Jr., The son of a Sicilian mob boss, Trafficante inherited an organization that stretched across Florida and into the Caribbean. But his real power didn't lie in Tampa. It lay 90 miles away, in Havana, Cuba. During the 1940s and 1950s, American Mafia bosses operated luxurious casinos across Havana, gambling palaces that generated millions of dollars. And Santo Trafficante became one of the most influential mob figures in Cuba's casino empire. But everything changed in 1959. When revolutionary leader Fidel Castro seized control of the island, casinos were shut down. Mob investments vanished overnight, and the American Mafia was forced to abandon Havana. But the story didn't end there. During the Cold War, secret government documents would later reveal that American intelligence agencies explored alliances with mafia figures, including Santo Trafficante, in plots targeting Fidel Castro, a shadowy intersection between organized crime and international politics. The Tampa Mafia. Santo Trafficante Jr. and the Cuban Connection. A Pizzaverse Studios documentary. A Palermo Productions original. Written by Bambi Palermo. Narrated by Vincent DiPrio. Coming soon.
Smoke in the sky again, so I'm getting high again. Take another hit to the diaphragm. I never drew the diagram, how to deal with this shit, so I still and lie again. Whoa, you're my dream, you're my nightmare. Life is a bitch, she don't fight fair. Leave you right there, I was hoping that you'd notice my despair. Run away from the pain, I don't care. Cause first day in sight, the violence. Turn around and need medicine, spend money for the hell of it. I don't give a fuck what they selling like I'm celibate, no. And I know I'm a piece of shit, should've learned by now. Peace needed quick or a piece of it. In school they ain't teaching it. Each of us trying to find release, but it seems a bit slow. First day in sight, the violence. Turn around and then they invite the silence. I'm in love with the pain, so I stick